Hello my little ribbons, welcome back. Yana here with another video from the junk journal world, or more specifically today I am making a collage masterboard and I'm going to share the process with you. If you are wondering what a collage masterboard is, it is a big collage essentially that is made on a big base, which then you can cut up and turn into many bigger or smaller journaling cards and tags and all sorts of junk journal ephemera really. But what I really love about it is that you have one go at something that is quite large, and then you can use that as a basis for many smaller projects. It's also a fantastic way to use up some scraps, and I'm going to do that today. For my project, what you are seeing here in front of me is simply a sheet of scrapbooking paper that I hate. I know I shouldn't be using such a strong language, but really it's just not something I really love. On the back, however, is a different story. On the back we've got this beautiful yellow color, and if you think about it, those very much resemble journaling lines. So I was thinking, if I had a collage going on one side and that was my decorative side of this paper, on the back side I could use this to add my actual journaling and capture my memories. And I get to do that in a really easy way, because lately I've been journaling a lot in my cream color, neutral colored junk journal that I shared with you earlier on the channel. And when I sit down to journal, I really like to have a bunch of journaling cards ready for me so that I can sit down, and if I've got 10 minutes, for example, I can dedicate that time on capturing my memories and not worry about creating journaling cards from scratch. So that is my secret thought with this collage masterboard here, and I'm going to walk you through the process, tell you what I need and you need if you're going to create along with me. So this is the base, and the base is a scrapbooking sheet that you don't love, or a one-sided scrapbooking sheet that you can cover the white side with your collage, and it's just an added bonus that my one will be easy to write on the back. So what else I'm going to use here? I'm going to use a bunch of neutral and cream colored papers. I've got a digital download here that I have printed onto coffee stained paper. Then I've got some old book index sheet of paper, some music sheet of paper, and a page from a book. This is going to be my main base that I'm going to use to cover the scrapbooking page. I've also got this pianola paper here. It is really pretty in the color it's got from aging. So I'll see if I can use that in the project as well. To add a pop of color, not everywhere, but just in certain areas, I'm going to use these patterned papers in beautiful colors, which I really love. And then to add a little bit more interest, I've got a few postage stamps here that I can pick and choose from to finish my collage. I've got this ribbon, floral ribbon, which I love, but I'm not sure whether I want to use it. It feels that it can match the other colorful elements on the board. I've got some ribbon, a piece of lace also, and of course I've got a bunch of different washes. So let's have a go and see what they all make together. But as I go and as I'm doing my collage, I will walk you through the logic and the thought process behind the coming together of this collage masterboard. So it's really not that tricky, it's really not that difficult to make, but it helps if you know a few general tips and tricks that will help you create something beautiful in the end. So I mentioned that I'm going to start with these neutral pages as basis, and these pages as they are now, they are a little bit too big for my collage, so I'm going to use a ruler to help me tear them down and tear smaller pieces out of them that I could use on my collage masterboard later. I'm going to start with this beautiful script here. I'm turning my ruler upside down because it gives me a better edge here. So let me just grab, let's say, this big of a section. And of course the point of this is not to be legible, we don't need to read off it in the end. I really love the contrast here with the black against the vintage colored paper. So let me take a piece of that, and you'll see as we go the pile of scraps will get bigger and bigger, but that's fine. So let me tear down another piece from this index paper. I love the small print here, and it's a little bit unusual than a normal vintage book page, so I'm going to take that, and I'll take a bit of this, maybe turn it to the side, maybe I'll tear a bigger part of this sheet now. So the point here is just to find yourself with just smaller pieces of your base pages, of your base neutral and cream colored pages until you cover the whole board. So let me just pick some of this up. Then there's a big heading on there which I don't like, so I'll pick some of the words then and tear the heading off, just like that. We're not looking for perfect edges at all. Yeah, so something like that will be good. And then I need some of my color here now. Let's say if I had, this is quite big. It's already covering a big chunk of my page, but let me tear it this big. And let's see if it goes here, for example. And we can have the book page somewhere in the middle to help with that gap. What else? I think I trimmed this a little bit too small now, so probably it would have been better to cut it a bit larger, but I've got the other side here, so let me just swap them out for each other. So if that goes here, and then it's a little bit like that. I've got some more piano page. You know what, I'm thinking that I need another piano page, but in a different cream color. So let me go ahead and grab one. I think I have something that I need, and I'll be back to show you. So I've got another music sheet here that I'm going to tear a piece from, just like so. And can you see how this kind of color is aged differently than the other cream colored pages? I find that gives a beautiful contrast. So that could live somewhere here, maybe not all of it because it's a bit too big, but we can always tear it down. Can go something like that. And then this side can be the other beautiful pattern paper, something like that, to have the roses showing. What's the best way to go about it? Maybe this way. Okay, let me do that actually. So again, using the ruler to help me with this process. And I know I will need to cover some of it with the rest of the collage, at least this bit, so I'm going to save it. And I'll tear it down a bit smaller. And it could go something like that. So this could be the beginning of a collage masterboard. Let me just trim this down to size a little bit. Make it a little bit smaller. As you can see, I am not measuring anything, and sometimes because of that I need to have a few goes at things, but I don't mind. I prefer to have the stress-free non-measuring method than measure everything and then forget what I was going to do in the first place, which has happened actually. So here I've got, I don't know if you can see it, I've got the strip that isn't covered by anything. So something needs to go here in addition. Is it the pianola paper? What do you think? Yeah, that looks nice. It is still curled from being curled into the packaging. Or maybe for that I don't need the ruler. Or maybe I did. Let's do this for now. It will be easier to work with it anyway. So if I take a strip about this big, now this will be too short now. The pianola paper is very fragile, it's super thin, so sometimes when tearing it's easy to go overboard, but we'll have another go. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm thinking something like that as the basis, and if I go ahead and glue this down, all of this down to my scrapbooking piece, I will have the base on which I can keep on layering bits and pieces until I feel it's finished. So let me just go ahead and add the glue, and let's take it from there. Now I am using just a regular glue stick to stick these down, and I am not too worried about the glue not sticking together perfectly because I'm still going to go ahead and add a few stitches with the sewing machine, and that will help keep everything together. Now, if you're crafting along, if you're doing this project and you haven't got a sewing machine, or you don't want to use a sewing machine, that's fine. Just make sure you use a glue that works well and that you have tried and tested and you trust, so that you can then have a beautiful collage that's not falling apart. Okay. I'm sorry if bits and pieces go off camera. My desk is unfortunately not too big. This scrapbooking sheet that I am using as the basis, it's a 12 by 12 inch, so that's pretty much, my desk is not much bigger than that. So yeah, what did we say? This goes here, is that right? Do I want this bit on top? Is it too late? No, it's not too late. So when you do this first step, there really is no right and wrong way, I feel, to do this so long as you stick to your creams and neutrals in terms of paper colors. I feel you'll be alright in the end. So here we have it. This is the base of our collage masterboard, and this is simply a bunch of neutral colored papers with some patterned paper glued down on a sheet of scrapbooking paper. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. So from here on, I'm going to keep on adding elements, and what I want to do is I want to stick to the golden rule of collage and add 3 of a kind. So over here I've got this beautiful piano sheet paper, and I want to find ways where I can keep adding that until I've got 3 elements. Same goes with this beautiful script paper with my other papers. So let me see if I can find a good way to make 3 of everything, or if not 3 of everything. For example, this book page, it's not bad, but it's not something I'm completely in love with, so I don't need to add it everywhere if I really don't love it. But other elements which I really truly love, I'll just go ahead and add 3. The challenge here is to stay at 3 and not add it 100 times just because I love it so much. So let's see how that could look like. Alright. Let me first start with this little piece that I've got from this page. Do I want to trim it down even further? No, this looks alright here, I feel. And then if this goes somewhere over here, perhaps this bit is a little bit too small to add at this stage, so let me keep it for later. And for this stage I'm going to try and stick to a bit larger pieces of paper. So again, with my ruler And actually I'm going to make use of the scraps I created with the tearing down previously. So I've got one here, so that gives me 1, 2 of them. Maybe over here gives me 2 of them. And what about this script page? Where can it go? Over here at the end? Yeah, that would look nice. So I'm going to tear a piece of it to use here. Yeah, that looks good. Just like that. So that could be 2 of it. And then this index page, where can it go? Here at the bottom. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's do that. I've given up the ruler for now. Maybe turn it upside down. Yeah, okay, so I've got 2 of them. What about this book page? Do I want to add it somewhere? Or maybe instead of the book page, let me add some of the pianola. Yeah, that would be better. So I could add that up here, across these pieces. Yeah, that looks nice actually, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those down now. And I'm trying not to cover too much of my beautiful patterned papers, but you know, at this point I am more concerned about making the collage masterboard seem, I don't know if cohesive is the word, because it's not going to be cohesive. The nature of the collage is a little bit eclectic in my eyes at least, but I'm trying to make it just seem like it's not just a piece, it's not just many pieces of paper stuck together, but I feel if they overlap a little bit, if they connect a little bit, that makes it flow better. So that's what I'm trying to do here, overlapping little bits and pieces where I feel is right. There's no formula to this, but really if you keep counting your pieces and see where they landed and how many more you need to add, excuse me, it will get you there at some point. So I've got one of this and I want to add another one. How big of a sheet that should be? Is it a small piece like this one, or is it a bigger piece somewhere here, or is it both? I feel it might be both, but I'll just tear this down just a bit more, just like so, and that could come here, and this pretty rose could come down here. Yeah, so if I do the same thing with my other patterned paper, let me just trim a bit of that as well. Maybe even make it a bit smaller than this, because from my original pattern paper, because of the collaging, we haven't got too much left of that. So I'm thinking, yeah, this looks nice here, but does it? Yeah, it's not bad. This looks nice here, and maybe a bit of color. A bit of color where? Over here? this good? Yeah. Or over here rather? Decisions. Okay. This is getting too colorful. Okay, maybe up there, I'm just not too sure yet, but okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 of that. 1, 2, 3 of this. 1, 2. Okay, 2 of this, 2 of this, 2 of the script. Let me take my third script. Is this too close to each other? Perhaps I'll put it down here for now, and I'll use some of the lighter color piano paper, some of this lighter color piano paper somewhere else in a thinner strip. Where is a good place for it? Over here? No, too close to each other. 1, 2. Somewhere here. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, or over here, I'm not sure. See, this is where it can get a little bit tricky if you overthink it. So I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to go ahead and add my bits. I am missing some more pianola paper as my third strip. So if this goes here and that goes on top, is that good? Or maybe here, and this goes on top, just like that. Yeah, I like that. All right, let me start gluing those down because I'm starting to forget which piece was supposed to go where. So this will go here, and the little piece can overlap a little bit with these two, just like so. I've got the colorful bit down here as well. Is it too big? Might be too late to think about it. Where do I want this? Do I want it here? Okay. So I feel for now this is pretty much what I was after in terms of the placement of the papers. We've got 3 of everything, pretty much everything. I don't absolutely love this one, which makes me think, if I don't absolutely love it, why don't I cover that with something? So what is not a third? 1, 2, yeah, I feel this piece now comes as a third. So it could go here or even down here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But are these two too close together? Perhaps. But still, that's what we are going for. Really, the trick here is not to overthink it, because then you might lose your spark and motivation and get bogged down by detail which doesn't really matter. I went to get a glass of water, and when I came back to the desk, a few things stood out to me that I just changed out. So this here was a smaller bit of pianola paper, which I changed with a big one, and over here I had a big piece of this colorful paper in a square, but I just changed this to this little piece. So this is pretty much at the base. I keep saying the base, but the extended base of the collage masterboard done. At this point, I want to start adding smaller embellishments, which are not large pieces of paper, but are something different. It could be a ribbon, it could be lace, it could be postage stamps. I've got a few here. It could be washi tape as well. So I'm going to just play around and see where I could add these different elements. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add the ribbon first, because this is going to be kind of my bigger elements, or at least, let's say, not as small as a postage stamp, okay? So I'm going to cut a few pieces with my pinking shears. You can see it's giving me this zigzag edge. I really love that kind of effect. So where could this go? This is a bit too central perhaps, but not bad still. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces, let's say. Different widths, they don't need to be the same or even similar, just whatever works according to you. So where could this strip go? Over here. I like it here, I like this here, and I like this where I first put it. So if I go ahead and put these down, this glue is not going to hold at all. So why am I picking that up? I'm going to use some fabric glue to glue these down just a bit, just to keep it in place. What was I doing? Was it this way or this way? I don't remember any longer. See, that's what I was saying. You keep measuring and fidgeting and fussing for too long, and you end up forgetting what you started doing in the first place. What are you fighting for now? See, this ribbon is a bit thin, so the glue seeps through it a little bit. I don't mind it. I know it's bound to happen, so that's fine with me. Just like so. And for everywhere where I've got these bits sticking, I don't know if you can see them, but that's because the glue stick is not the best. I'm going to use my postage stamps to kind of pin those areas down. So if I added some glue and pasted the postage stamp here, that would push the edge down as well. And I'm going to use them for that. All right, so where do I put this? Let me put this here on the side. And just start playing with them. I'm switching up the glue once again because I don't know. I'm going to put some, because it's better than the, definitely better than the glue stick. So where could this go nicely? It's a bright red color. And what about here? I can hit 3 edges with one stamp. Just like that. What else have we got? A nice blue color. These are fairly random. I haven't picked them out in any special way. I'm just seeing if they might work, and if they don't, that's fine. We can just move on. Grab another one. Do I want to use this one at all? Should have thought earlier. Now it's on the page already. Okay, what else? I've got some orange colors here. Orange, where do you want to go? Do you want to go here, make a little cluster? Do you want to go over the ribbon? Why am I talking to the postage stamp? Let's try this spot here. Not bad. Another one. This one is a darker red, or even a plum color, a wine color. There was a name for it. Bordeaux. I can put it at the edge, very edge, or somewhere. Why not here? This is good. Do we want any more of them? A nice floral one? Yes. A floral element is always good for me. But where? Where do you go, floral stamp? Down here is beautiful. These stamps are a random lot from all over the world. Bright yellow one. I feel I've got enough yellow stuff on here already. And as I'm saying that, I find another yellow one. But the question is, have I got any more space for stamps here? Maybe one more here at the end. With some things I can easily overdo things. For example, postage stamps. I love them. I think they go with everything, and that's a risk because I can really overdo things. Okay. This wet glue is taking a moment to dry. So I didn't pick anything to come here. I'm going to use this glue. It's a bit messy, but I feel all wet glues are a little bit like that. It's going all over my hands now. Of course it is. So I'm going to put some just in a few places where the glue stick didn't do anything. And I've got big sections sticking out. And there are quite a few, so just bear with me. Okay, so I feel this could be a good basis for my masterboard. What am I missing? I am missing some washi tape. So washi, I really love it on collages because it is fairly see-through. So you can add a bit here and there and it doesn't overpower anything. But it still gives a nice detail. You can see even the different cream colors of papers showing through it is. Just how thin and see-through it is. So let me add it in a few more places. Don't know sometimes how and when is the best way to do that, but let me just have a go for now. And if it doesn't work out, the easiest thing is to peel some washi tape off and start again. So I'm not going to stress about it. Where does this go? This go over here. Let's go down here. Maybe just here at the edge. Yeah, that's good. Now, do I want to add some of the other ones? I like this color. We've got quite a lot of red going on here now, but let's just add a tiny little bit more here on the postage stamp. Where else? Maybe another one here. Yeah, why not? Some on the edge here. Maybe even over there. At the bottom. Do I want some more? Maybe a bigger strip somewhere here. Just like so. Oi. Yeah, all right. I didn't see that coming, but let me fix it. Some of the beautiful piano paper tore down. All right. Do I want to add a piece right on top of here? Yeah, I'm doing that. I think that's looking good. I don't think I need anything in specific on top of what's going on here. I wish you could tell me what you think. Shall I add a little bit of this ribbon here, or some lace maybe? Lace? Is that too white? I can't decide. Just a few bits and pieces of lace, that's what I'm going to do. So this one looks nice here, I feel. So if this goes here, and I've got another one, over here perhaps. Yeah, that's good. And what about tilting some to the side like that? That looks nice. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Maybe a bit over here, yeah. Okay, so for the lace, I know I'm going to be needing the fabric glue, nothing else will hold it down. I can go ahead and add stitching on top, excuse me, just to make sure it's very well adhered to the page. But to help me see where I want to add the stitching, I'll just add the glue. And that will be my guide. So I'm back to show you the completed collage masterboard, and I did two things off camera to complete it. The first thing is I've got a selection of stamps here, and I just went ahead and stamped in different colors a few images across the collage masterboard. And you can see I used a script stamp in certain places. I wasn't trying to have a perfect image. I just wanted to embellish the background a little bit more. I've also got this little flower arrangement here, and a few other places. I've got this beautiful intricate circle stamp as well. And was there another one? Oh yeah, there are these pink flowers. It's a bit hard to see, but in person you can see them. It's a very delicate stamp that can be seen throughout. So that is one of the things I did. My fingers are still stained from the stamping because this one is supposed to be mounted on a wooden block, which I haven't got, so I've had to improvise, and that ended up being a bit too messy. So that is one of the things I did. And the other thing is I went in with my sewing machine and added different types of stitches across the collage masterboard. So my basic stitch is this very basic straight stitch, and I've got the same one going but in just a smaller version of it. I've also added this big zigzag stitching. I hope you can see this. And I've got a small zigzag stitching as well. So these repeat throughout the collage. If you look closely, you can spot them in many places. And what this does is it adds a beautiful, colorful accent. It also adds 3D element, so that it adds texture to the overall piece, and it also doubles up as glue. So all those little bits and pieces that we use different glues to put down, they are now firmly secured to the page. I've added some to the laces, I've added some to my ribbon here, to the 3D beads, and everywhere where I didn't feel 100% sure that the glues have picked up and glued down the paper correctly, I just added some stitching to reinforce that glue and for my own peace of mind. So that is the collage masterboard finished. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, like, share and subscribe. It means the world to me. It helps me and my channel a lot, so I'd be grateful if you did that. I've got a video coming up for this collage masterboard once again, and we're going to do something with it. So as beautiful as it is like this, we can actually put it into practice in our junk journal and create journaling cards and tags and tag spots and pretty much anything. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch you in my next one.